What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel. I am Lynn, and this is my YouTube channel for makeup, beauty, get ready with me, and chatty Cathy kind of fun. This is called Mistress of Highlights, so welcome. Please be sure to like on this video, comment below on whatever was favorite products that I used or suggestions on topics that you want me to talk about on video, as long as nothing crazy and offensive and stuff. And be sure to leave those in the comments below, any of those suggestions that you may have. And also, so there's just different fun stuff that we'll be doing. Today, what I'm going to be doing is makeup that I'll be wearing for the day. I will be going out later today, but you're not going to see me put on a wig, at least not right now, because I'm not going out till later in the afternoon, so it makes no sense for me to wear a wig cap all day long for no reason and stuff like that. So without further ado, I'm going to do a makeup look that is pretty relatively simple, a little bit more on the natural side and stuff like that. So if you have questions about the products that I'm using, also feel free to leave those in the comment down below and everything if you have certain questions. I will try to remember to be sure to post those as well. Also in the comments below is my ipsy referral code, my referral link rather. So be sure to use that and take advantage. Okay, so when you're trying to do somewhat of a more simple style, maybe something with a little bit of shimmer, something with mostly nude colors maybe, and then a little bit of bold somewhere and stuff, sometimes the approach could be less is more. And so what I mean by that, for example, is in these types of cases, you don't want to necessarily do things like put on heavy foundation and things like that. I've already cleaned my face, I've already put toner and all that fun stuff. Now, in regard to what I said about not putting too much on for your base foundation and stuff like that, what you could do is you could put concealer in the places that you need. So for example, I have redness on my face, so obviously I'm going to need it there. And what I'm doing is I'm warming up the concealer in between my hands. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it will help the concealer blend in quicker and easier. Okay, that's the objective. So we're going to be doing that. And what I'm going to do also is I am going to lighten my primer, or sorry, what I plan to do also is to take some of my foundation and possibly lighten it up with some primer so that it's not as heavy. Now the foundation that I have is not really heavy to begin with. It's the Benefit Happy one, Hello Happy rather, and that one's not that heavy to begin with, so at least not in my opinion for me. I'm gonna put some of that primer on now that that's warmed up for a second. That Ilamasqua. I'm using the Ilamasqua, the one that I got from my ipsy bag there that I told you about. In the words of Nikki Tutorials, to not prime is a crime. This is true. This is very true. Put it all over the place, just everywhere. Just do it everywhere. Some primers are really good also because they do things like help calm down the redness, so it helps a little bit in that regard too. So I'm going to start by putting some concealer in the places where I need it. And I'm not going to apply makeup heavy like at all because there's no reason to. I have more redness down here too. Touch, touch. So, something that I want to share with you that I've been doing. I've been missing that show, Mob Wives. I saw Goodfellas recently and stuff. It kind of made me think of Mob Wives and everything. So I sat there and I started putting on YouTube. They have the clips of the Mob Wives from the show, and oh my goodness, how I've missed that show. Well, I watched it always either for a laugh, right? Or because of Big Ange. Remember Big Ange? If you've never seen the show, If you watch it for nothing else, watch it for Big Ange, because that's what I always did. or for a laugh, because the women on there, and you know it's scripted. Like, for example, with Jersey Shore, you know how they have like Angelina, she's like the, you know, known as like this dirty hoe kind of chick. She's not really like that. I used to work with her mother. she's not really like that. So that whole thing is pretty hysterical. I'm using the concealer brush to kind of spread things around a little bit, which I forgot to do right under my eyes, which I should have done from the beginning over here too, but I just went too far from, because I was looking at the redness on my cheeks, and I was like, oh my God, look at all that redness. Oh my God, it's so unacceptable. Anyway, so back to Big Ange. So Big Ange was my absolute favorite part of the show. She was the heart of the show once they started putting her on there. And probably anybody else that's watched that show will definitely tell you that she was the heart of it, because she was very, you know, Mother Hen, she takes care of everybody. She was very good at being like the peacemaker and stuff. And there's a very interesting story behind Big Ange too. She did date a lot of people that were in the mob, that were like high ranking in the mob over the years. And she had a lot of plastic surgery. She's one of those that was addicted to plastic surgery. And the shame is that before she did anything with herself with plastic surgery, she was gorgeous. Very beautiful woman, right? And I mean that seriously. I mean that sincerely. She was a very beautiful woman. And she's a beautiful person inside too. She's done, you know, she's done her share of stuff and whatever, but she's very honest about it. Like when you asked her about it, she's not alive anymore, by the way. She passed away from cancer, poor thing. God rest her soul. She was a good person. You could tell that even though, you know, she had her share, she did some stuff and whatever. She was just, you could still tell she was a good person. Anyways, so she was very comical too. So she not only was good at being the mother hen and, you know, keeping people in line and stuff like that, but she also was very comical, very, very funny. And so, you know, when they sat there and they interviewed her and asked her questions and stuff, she always had such a larger than life personality. And, you know, when she talked about stuff, she sat there, she said, I used to always have men buy me dogs and furs and this and that. She's like, now I gotta buy my own puppies and stuff. And she was just so funny. And her laugh would always get you. She apparently had, the way she talks, she sounds like she smoked like 10 cartons of cigarettes a day, right? The way she used to speak, her voice, I mean. And she had a very raspy voice. But apparently it was because, I mean, she did smoke also. She smoked for like 40 years, hence why she got the lung cancer and stuff. But also, too, she had an issue where her thyroid rested against her vocal cords. And that was one of the other things that apparently made her voice raspy. So when she laughed, and you got to look up the videos if you haven't seen of when she laughs. It's amazing. She's wonderful. Every time when she laughed, it was hysterical. It's like you laughed when you heard her laugh, because it was just so funny. So yeah, so I was watching it, and it really made me miss Big Ange, seriously. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking some of my foundation. I'm putting some of it on the paper there, just a little. I don't want to do too much. Like I said, I'm not trying to go crazy here, right? And then what I'm doing, I'm going to take my foundation brush, get some of that primer. I want to do that La Mosca because it has like hydration in there, and I have a little bit of the dry skin thing going on. I got a little bit of a dry skin problem. I'm going to take my foundation brush and take some. And what I'm doing by doing it, it's like another way of like thinning down the foundation. You can use another like hydrating primer if you want to. If you want, you know, I'm pretty sure you can even do stuff like add shimmer, like some kind of a shimmer type of primer. I don't see why you couldn't, you know. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing it on this piece of paper because that's just what I had in front of me with my foundation brush, and I'm going through over my concealer, and I'm putting on some foundation, and I'm doing it pretty lightly. I'm not gonna go crazy here with the foundation or nothing like that. At least that's not my plan. So anyway, going back to the whole thing with mob wives. Mob wives would make me laugh hysterically, because they would sit there, and like I said, you knew it was staged, right? They did the way they did things was just totally on purpose, just to get, for good TV, get people watching, all this other stuff. I'm pretty sure in real life, either those women hate each other actually, or, maybe they get along. I don't friggin' know. But anyways, they always fought over the funniest things. One of the times that they fought, that two of the girls fought, that I thought was seriously the most hysterical was, okay, so there's Karen Gravano, right? That's the daughter of Sammy the Bull, if you're familiar with mob history, right? So that's the daughter of Sammy the Bull. Beautiful, buxom woman, and she sits there, and she used to go out with this guy, Lee. Lee DeVanzo is the one that's married to Drita DeVanzo. And basically, I've got to clean this brush now. I messed this shit up. But it's okay. It's easy to clean. This is a Chanel brush, by the way, because sometimes people ask me about my brushes. That's a Chanel. Going in with the blender to make sure everything's blended in. Anyways, so years before Drita got with Lee, apparently Karen used to date him for years. It was like on and off, but I don't know, some shit. So anyways, so they dated on and off and whatever. And apparently they called a powwow, a meeting, or whatever. They're always calling meetings over bullshit, right? That's another thing that always made me laugh. We're going to have a meeting because so-and-so talked about so-and-so. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, so they sat there, and there was an argument in regard to the timeline of when Karen was with Lee and when Drita got with Lee, okay? This is Eye Bright by Benefit. It's a pencil. I use it on the bottom, under the brow when I want to give the brow a lift, if I'm not going to be using some kind of other lightening type of eyeshadow. Anyway, so apparently in the 90s, okay, and this episode took place, I want to say, it had to be like something like 20 years after either of them were talking about. It was because they were talking about 1997, 98, 99, whatever. This was all about a timeline type deal, some kind of bullshit with that. I don't friggin' know. Brown pencil, because I'm doing a more natural kind of look instead of dark and dramatic. Anyways, so they sit there, and they sat there, and Karen sat there, said something like, oh, well, you were apparently screwing Lee while I was with him in the 90s, and this and that and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And Drita's like, no, I wasn't with him until 90 whatever, and then this and that and that and this, and you guys were already broken up at the time and whatever. And then next thing you know, though, Drita points out and sits there and says, I don't know why we're talking about this. Like, what's this whole shit with the timeline anyway? Because you were cheating on him the whole time. Like, apparently that's why they broke up, because, like, she cheated or some shit like that. And apparently Karen was cheating on Lee multiple times with, like, multiple different guys, or I don't know, some crap like that. She was just pulling some kind of dirty hoe shit. Anyway, so they sit there, and but here's the thing that got me. She sat there, and she didn't deny that she cheated on Lee. Drita was like, you were cheating on Lee the whole time. Why are we even having this conversation? Basically was what she was saying. And Karen was all sitting there like, yeah, so I'm sitting there like, if you cheated on the guy, I'm with Drita on this. Why the hell are you having a conversation, right? I mean, am I crazy here or what? I don't know. So admittedly, I thought that was pretty funny. So what I'm picking now is an eyeshadow that's natural to my color here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Tan Lines, which is this one here. This is Estate Cosmetics. This is the Bailey Sarian palette. Sorry if I'm not holding it right. So there's Tan Lines right there for something more natural there. So yeah, so she turns around and she's all, you know, yeah, I cheated on him. So what? So like I said, I sat there. I was like, okay, I'm siding with Drita on this. Like, what's your deal? Like, what do you? So if you were cheating on him the whole time, why the hell are y'all even talking about this? Is what I'm like, you know, like it was just for, like, they were sitting there trying to do stuff for good TV with the hair pulling and mascara smudging and fighting and everything else. But at the end of the day, some of the stuff that they were talking about was just bullshit. I think that they were just saying stuff just to have stuff to fill in the blanks and whatever, or just to fill in time, you know, like they were like, oh shit, is there any drama between any of you? No. Okay, well, just, how about you sit in this patio and I don't know, just make up something to fight about. Cool. You'll still get paid, so yeah, go ahead. So I'm pretty sure that's how that went down, because that was one of the funniest things. And then, you know, sometimes one will fight over with the other, and then the girls, they sit there in their designer gowns and everything, and their cap teeth and everything, and talk about, you know, to make their teeth perfect, and sit there and talk about, you know, well, so-and-so ain't gonna do this to me because I'm so-and-so, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, good for you, you know? But yeah, pretty funny. I missed Mob Loves. Pretty funny. But definitely out of all of that, though, the biggest thing to me was missing Big Ange. I definitely miss Big Ange in a big way. She's great. All right, so where is my slanty kind of brush? It's over here somewhere. I gotta find it. After I finish throwing my stuff on the floor. I mean, duh, of course. All right. Mac Studio Effects. Get some powder on there. Lightly, though. I'm not going to go crazy. And this is just to set what I did here. And you notice the redness on my face is mostly gone and stuff. It's good to know what you're doing. I don't mind if there's like a tiny bit of redness, you know, so that I have some flush going on. Like, that doesn't bother me. But I don't want to sit there and have so much that it's like, Jesus, Lynn, what's your deal, you know? Like, hey, Lynn, what were you doing before you did this video, you know? I'm adding some bronzer so that my face doesn't look so round. I gained some weight during this quarantine bullshit. I'm working on losing it, though. So it might look like I'm sitting there doing a lot of makeup, but I'm really lightly just touching on these brushes, you know, touching the brushes on the powders themselves. This is to add some light amount of contouring in the chin there. See that? Like, if you have a double chin, you take either, like, if you're doing cream foundations and whatever, and you would sit there and put all the contouring and then blend it all together, you know? But like in the case of something like this, just put a light amount there. Where's my brushy thingy? There we go. Clean that off. Pick up the brushes that I had the dropsies with. I'm cleaning these. So I put the Tan Lines eyeshadow. You might see that there's a little bit of a natural shading going on at the top. And then for funsies, I'm going to do this Avon ColourPop Aqua liner. Just because. And I'm just going to do it on my waterline and lash line there. Just to add just a bold pop of color underneath. Look at that. You can even put some if you want and then just smudge it. But what I did here was I just accidentally smudged it under my eye, which I didn't mean to do. So what you could do if you need to is just take some, if I need to, I can take my concealer brush and just dab to fix under there if I need to. You could feel free to do it too. I won't charge you or nothing, you know. And be careful when touching your face after putting makeup. Like, you notice I'm using like one finger. I'm not trying to go, because I've seen some people try to put on their makeup and they'll sit there and they'll put like 4 of their fingers and just, you know, stretch on their skin, and you don't really want to do that. I think that was my second time using that eyeliner. I'm trying to be careful. And I like that that eyeliner just glides right on. Hold on, where's my concealer? Because I gotta fix up my smudges that I just did. I put a little bit of concealer on my brush there. Wait. Okay. I was taking the excess off and putting it. Get the pointy part of my blender. Ha! Blend in anything excess that might have gotten messed up in the meantime. Or you could take a Q-tip with a makeup cleanser, but then what happens is that you might have to sit there and fix whatever makeup you did underneath. Make sense? Right. So now what I'm gonna do is I put a pop of color. Now I'm gonna use Essence Lash Princess mascara, and I'm just putting mascara. I'm not gonna do false lashes today, because I just want to keep shit simple today. Lash Princess is inexpensive, but it's a good mascara and it really does the job. And what you want to do is try to make sure you don't clump your mascara. That's like any mascara you use. I don't care what brand it is, but there's little combs that you can get to split your lashes in the instance that you accidentally clump your mascara. But this mascara is great. It does volume, it does length, and you can buy it not just in a store. Sometimes it's hard to find because it sells. Once they get it on the shelves, it's people buy the crap out of this stuff. It's maybe $5 in the store, but you can also get it on Amazon also for $5. So it's not bad at all. If you have problems with getting mascara on the bottom lash, what you could do is take a plastic spoon, invert the plastic spoon, and then just put the mascara on for the bottom lash, and then you won't get any on your face if that's something that you have trouble with. A lot of people struggle with bottom lashes. See that there? See what I did there? See, so for $5, I don't have false lashes going, but I have something, you know, so definitely can't argue that. See that? So now I got the eyes, kept it simple. If you're doing for summer, and especially if you live in a place like Texas, like I do, so where there's heat and there's sweat and everything, then if you're going to do mascara, you're going to want it to be waterproof. Same with the eyeliner. You're going to want the eyeliner rather to be waterproof as well. So let's get some lippage on, shall we? Basically what you want to do is you want to make sure first that your lips are always moisturized and have things on them like lip balm and stuff like that. You could keep it simple and just put a plain lip gloss, or you can do a nude lip, and that is acceptable as well. So, although I do want to show you one lip gloss that I got from one of my Ipsy bags, and it's Tarte H2O lip gloss, and the color is called Sail Away. Look at this. It's this really nice nude color. It's got some pink to it, like a mauve pink, like a rose color to it. But I like it because it's not just a lip gloss. It also keeps your lips hydrated. At least for me it has. You can put lip liner if you want to. I usually suggest it, especially if you have issues where like your lips are constantly, your lipstick or something is constantly running. If you use a color like this, then you're going to want to use like a nude pencil. So an example of a nude pencil, like the one that I have, is by MAC, and the color is in Strip Down. There's another favorite MAC color, and it's called Spice, and that's another favorite. And then there's another nude colored pencil that's a favorite, and it's called Cork. So that might be something you want to look at too, but that one's a good one too. So other finishing touches you can do if you want to is things like adding a little bit of blush. So you know what, because my face looks a little on the pale side today, and it could be my allergies, I don't know. This is something I also got from an Ipsy bag from the full size glam one, and it is, the color is called GG Gorgeous, and this blush duo is Authentic and Pride. Very nice. Look at that. So what it is, it's got a little bit of a peach and pink going on, and it gives that nice amount of color. And the shimmer part is good for adding like a highlight, like what we're gonna do now, because Mistress of Highlight, right? And I loves my highlight. You don't have to use both sides. You can use just one side if you want to, you know. I'm doing kind of like both. I'm doing it, I have it set on the brush where like the shimmer part would be at the top and then the color part would be more on the bottom part. And it's just adding a little touch of color, see? And then I'm just gonna use just the highlight side. I'm gonna do the tip of the nose. And I'm gonna do up here on my lip. Add a little bit, just a little bit of shine, a little bit of highlight. Chin, a little bit more of just the highlight, and just do on the tops of the cheeks there. Other places you can add highlight is like where your brow bone is, like up here at the top, but I already put something there and I didn't want to do too much. I wanted to keep it sort of more on the natural side with the exception of the pop of color going on. So yeah, that's what I got, my friends. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it with my lip gloss, see? Okay, so hopefully you really liked this video. If you did, please subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below which part was your favorite part. Did you like seeing the lip gloss? Did you like that pop of color with this teal colored kind of eyeliner? Did you like the Lash Princess mascara that I showed you? It was suggested by Bailey Sarian, by the way. She's a smart lady. You should subscribe to her. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon. We will be doing another Get Ready With Me soon. Be sure to check out all the videos that are coming up. And I have an Ulta haul. I have a wig haul that I'm going to show you guys. I got stuff coming in the mail from Ulta also, where I'm getting the Too Faced pumpkin spice palette and the pumpkin spice lipstick, so that's gonna be exciting. Fall, yay! And then also I have BH Cosmetics makeup that's coming in, also different eyeshadow palettes, and I'll show you guys, and some brushes and stuff. So thank you so much for joining. Have a great day. Bye.